So 2020 is finally coming to an end, and with that I thought it might be a good idea to just kind of do a general update video. I, over the past month or so, have been doing a lot down in my animal room in terms of upgrades, cleaning, reorganizing, planning things. I've been working on so much for the future that like you guys just haven't seen at all and probably won't for a while, but I do have some fun surprises coming in the new year. With that said, I just want to update you guys on what is going on with me and my animals and my animal room. So let's just take a look around my animal room and check things out. So first update I have, I guess, is about my carpet chameleon Moira here. So I introduced Moira recently and I talked about how I was pretty sure that Moira was a girl. Well, I am almost positive that Moira is a male now. She's looking a little bit bulgy. So yeah. Either way, Moira's name is just going to stay Moira. It really doesn't matter to me if I have a male or female. You know, Moira is going to be a pet only, so I really don't care either way. So I guess you know, we'll find out, but judging by what I'm seeing right now, I think that Moira might be a boy. So Moira has also grown a ton since I first got her, and you'll probably hear me saying her, you know, like I said, I still just don't really know right now, and I'm used to calling Moira she, so that's what we're going with for now. So Moira has been growing a ton, and she's going to be getting her enclosure upgrade soon, which is really, really exciting. I'll show you guys how that is coming along here. So this enclosure right here is the enclosure that I built for Moira to live in, so it's basically all done now, like as far as the background and stuff goes. Everything is in place. So now I just have to basically set it up and plant it and get her in here. But yeah, that's it for Moira. Moira's doing super, super well. She's growing, she's gonna get an upgrade, and I'm pretty sure that she is a boy. So another little chameleon update, but I recently welcomed this little guy home, and this here is a male Bradypodian, Thamnobates, whatever you say. I don't speak Latin. So this is him right here. So I do already have a female Bradypodian, and now I have this little guy right here. So his enclosure that he's in right now, same with Moira's, is a temporary enclosure, so it's full of fake plants and stuff right now to make it easier to monitor him. But soon, both of these guys are going to be getting fully bioactive enclosures, which I'm really, really excited for. He also doesn't have a name, so feel free to leave name suggestions, but let's go ahead and let him back in his enclosure to explore around for now. Gonna go? There you go, buddy. So right after I finished filming, I got a knock on the door, and it was this package here from Reptiles Are Us, which is just some new UVB bulbs that I ordered, so let's go ahead and open this up. Okay, so here's what we had in the package. It's just 3 different UVB bulbs. So every single one of these here is just the Arcadia 6% bulb. There is a 22-inch one, there's a 34-inch one, and then there's a 46-inch one. So these are just to go in various of my UV fixtures. This one right here, for example, is getting replaced, and then some of the ones up there. So yeah, just some light bulb replacements, nothing exciting, but yeah, that's what's going on today. Got some bulbs in the mail. So Moira isn't going to be the only one getting an enclosure upgrade in the new year, because here we go. I got lots and lots of wood to start working on my enclosures. So I've talked about how in the new year it's my plan to upgrade a lot of my animals, mainly my snakes, and that I'm going to be building a lot of their enclosures. Ontario recently announced that we'd be going back into a lockdown for another month, so what better time to get some enclosures done? So here I have a bunch of wood that I picked up to make some of the 4x2x2 enclosures, and then there's also just some scrap wood, and then I also picked up some wood to build my Parsons chameleon enclosures. So this wood right here is just some more stuff for my Parsons chameleon enclosures. So there's actually 2 separate pieces right here, but these 2 pieces are going to be the future base pieces of my new Parsons chameleon enclosures. So overall, I am going to be building like 12 new enclosures or something. I don't entirely know. So obviously I don't have the supplies for all of them yet, but I do have the supplies for some of them, so I am really excited to get started. And then this stuff that you can see here, this more like brown wood, well, I guess it's all just wood, but like this particular stuff. I bought this to kind of serve as like a filming background, so I'm hoping to, in the new year, kind of get this set up and then also have myself a little bit of like a filming studio and not like a whole studio, but you know, a little filming area. So this is going to be some things I'm working on over the next month that I'm looking forward to, and yeah, lots and lots of wood there. So Tim, my Accu monitor, he is still doing fantastic. You can just see him, he's out basking right now, sticking his tongue out lots. Hi there, Tim. So I recently did a video on Tim, just talking about, you know, what's been going on with him over the past year or so and his enclosure and everything. So if you want to see, you know, just a more detailed video about what's going on with Tim, make sure you check out that video. I'll link it somewhere up here. But overall, Tim is doing great. He's just hanging out, getting nice and warm. So I also recently did a video just showing you guys all of my updated snake enclosures. So no changes here really. All of my snakes are still doing really, really well. I fed them all over the weekend and every single one of my snakes ate. So I think that they are settling into their enclosures just fine. And you know, I still am really looking forward to upgrading them. In my last video, I talked about how I've been working with Willow because she is a very flighty and defensive snake. So I'm excited to show you guys her progress. I decided I'm going to film a video basically dedicated to how I handle and tame my defensive snakes. So keep an eye out for that. And over here is about the same. I talked about, you know, how these guys are all doing fine. Basically the same thing over here. Everyone on here is fine. All of my frogs and chameleons are doing great. So as I mentioned, I did get a new Bradypodian recently. He's right there. Moira is in this enclosure right here. So both of these guys are going to be getting new enclosure makeovers / upgrades soon. Moira is coming out of this enclosure completely and going into a new one because she is definitely outgrowing this one. He is going to be staying in this enclosure. However, it's going to be fully transformed to be a bioactive enclosure like this one is here. Over here, my chameleon gecko, my female chameleon gecko, Venus, she is going to be getting a enclosure makeover soon. She's going to be getting a full bioactive one, similar to what Pluto has over here. You can see that background right there. So that background is what I plan on putting in here, and then I'm going to be live planting it and everything. Frogs are all doing really well. There's like one dead leaf here. I don't really know why. The rest of the plant, the rest of the plant is thriving, and this enclosure is growing in really nice. When I first set this enclosure up, all of the plants were like down here, but now we have plants growing up here and up in this back corner. So I'm really happy with how this enclosure is starting to grow in. Don't really know what happened with this poor leaf right here, but the rest of the plant is doing really well, so that's cool. So this shelf over here is still kind of a work in progress. So I have some enclosures on here done, but a lot of them still need to be set up and fully made over. So all of my leopard geckos, which are on this shelf right here, are getting full enclosure makeovers. You know, they used to be in nicer naturalistic setups, but then I tore those down and they're temporarily in these setups. But if you look under here, I have some supplies that I'm going to be using to set up some new leopard gecko enclosures over the next few weeks. So really, really excited to get that done. Same with my fat tail gecko enclosures. So you can see right there, that is one of them. And I've actually made a like DIY background for it. So I'm working on backgrounds for the other ones of my enclosures, the other Exoterras that normally go on this shelf. And then once all the backgrounds are done, the enclosures will be, you know, good for the animals to get set up in. And I also just recently redid my bearded dragon enclosure. I'm not going to talk about it in too much detail in this video because I will be doing an entire video talking about bearded dragons and their care and just my opinions on it and everything. So if you want to know more about this enclosure and just bearded dragons in general and stuff, make sure you stick around and keep an eye out for my bearded dragon video coming soon. But for now, I'll just show you what it's looking like. So there's Lex right there, my bearded dragon, and this is what her enclosure looks like right now. Lex definitely thinks I am feeding her. However, unfortunately, she's not getting fed right now, so she's gonna be a little bit grumpy. But this is Lex and her enclosure that I recently set up. Enjoy. There you go. And then no real changes to this area of the room either. Everything is still the same. Like I mentioned, I am going to be building some new enclosures soon, so this is the start of that. This shelf here just has all of my isopods and whatnot on it, so not too many of you guys probably care about this, but for those of you who do care, all of my isopods are doing wonderful. Maybe I'll do an isopod update video at some point, but they are doing really, really well. So that's really all of the updates I have for the basement right now. Obviously, if I were going like really far into detail, I could tell you way more things, but if I'm just like skimming the surface of things, that is what is going on in my basement right now. All the animals are doing good, lots of upgrades planned and stuff for the future, lots of enclosure makeovers. But now that we've discussed that, let's actually head upstairs into the main portion of my house. So right here on the stairs on the way up to the main level of my house, there is this Exoterra right here. This is one of the fat tail Exoterras I was talking about that I'm building backgrounds for. So as you can see, this background has been foamed, but nothing else has been done to it so far. So I still have to finish this one and then it will be good for my geckos to live in. So if we look right here, I have an Exoterra right there next to this tank right here, with another Exoterra on the floor. So these are all enclosures I'm currently working on, except for this one here. This tank is just a tank that my boyfriend brought when he moved in. We don't really have any plans for it. It's just been sitting here for months now. But this Exoterra, if you follow me on Twitter, then you probably know what it's for, but I'm not gonna go and give that away just yet. But I bought this Exoterra used off of Kijiji. The way that you see it right now is the way that I purchased it. So it came with all of these plants and everything. Obviously I will need to clean it out and sanitize it before I use it, but this is it for now. So it's 24 long, 24 tall, and 18 inches wide. So it's a pretty decent size Exoterra. So feel free to leave some guesses on what you think I'm gonna be setting this up for. So this enclosure that is right here, this Exoterra, is also just another, hi Alaska, hi. So this is just another one I'm working on. This is actually Sandwich's enclosure. So he's in a temporary setup right now while I work on his background and everything. And then we have Alaska roaming around right here, excuse that. But then once this one is done, I will be taking it back down to the basement and setting it back up for Sandwich. And here we have Misty now. Everyone's coming to say hello. You guys want to say hello? Hey Alaska. And then I already showed you guys this one, but this enclosure right here is the one that I'm working on for Moira. So this one is basically done now. I just need to take it down to the basement and then start planning it and everything, and it'll be ready to go for her. And then we have Alaska, who decided this chair is hers, didn't you? Misty, do you want to say hi? You want to say hi to the camera? Alaska wants to say hi. And we also have Oryx. I also just realized you guys on YouTube here have never met Oryx before. This is Oryx. So Oryx is actually my boyfriend's kitten. We got her back in September. She sees the string on my camera that she wants to come and play with. Hi Oryx. Sorry, you can't have that camera string. Oryx is just like the most insanely cuddly, adorable cat in the world. Her and Misty get along so well, which is so cute. They love each other so much, so I could not be happier about that. But anyways, here is Oryx, for those of you who don't know. Oryx is very awesome, aren't you, Oryx? You're a very good cat. I just came back downstairs and Chaos is just like hanging out on the glass like this, so figured we might as well say hi to her. Say hello to Chaos, everyone. Look at how insanely big she's getting. It's crazy. Look at my hand right there. She's getting so big. So as far as updates go, that is really all I can think of that I wanted to talk to you guys about, tell you guys about, update you guys on, all that fun stuff. You know, I think that just about covers everything that needed to be covered. So let's just go ahead and end this video here. So I do want to say a big thank you to everyone who watched. I do really appreciate it. 2020 has been a rough year for just about everyone, and I do really appreciate those of you who have continued to support me throughout this year. You know, I didn't have the easiest time when it came to YouTube earlier this year, so I'm really grateful for those of you who stuck around. So I do really just want to thank you and hope that you guys are all doing okay. So now that all of that is said, thank you all so much for watching. I do really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also be sure to check out all of my social media. It will all be down in the description below. I also want to give a special shout out to the fact that I am now creating content on TikTok. TikTok has been a platform that I've kind of ignored for a while now, but recently I've started making videos on there, just doing some more animal facts, animal feedings, and things like that. So if you want to see more animal content of my animals, be sure to follow me on TikTok. It is just EmmaSam99 like the rest of my social media, but it will be down in the description below, so please be sure to check those out. I would love to have you all over there. It would mean a ton to me. All of that said, we're gonna end the video here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.